Welcome to Kimmel's Irish Pub. Time for another movie review. Tonight's movie, Corner Office. Just came out of nowhere, and it has John Hamm in it, you know, so that's what kind of caught my eye. Sarah Gadon is in it. I don't know if I recognize that name or not, but maybe. Anyway, it's about, and I'm assuming John Hamm plays this guy who works in the corporate world, and you know, he's just going through life like that. Probably not the best. I don't know. But his alienation deepens when he discovers a room he's told doesn't exist. That's intriguing to me, right? Now, must not be intriguing to a lot when you watch the movie. 6.0 on IMDb, but only 946 people rated it so far. It's an hour and 41 minutes long. So I don't know. I'm intrigued to find out what this one's about. IMDb's not going to tell you a lot. I don't watch previews. So I'm going to tell you a little bit more what it's about, and at least what I think. So stick around. I'll be back. Hey everybody, we're at the credits of Corner Office, and interestingly enough, I kind of enjoyed this film. And I say that because, I don't know, I think if somebody else described this film to me, you know, knowing what I know about it, I don't think I'd be too interested in it, right? And I don't want to give anything away, of course. We know John Hamm, he starts off at a new job, where he's just like a, you know, I don't know what he actually does, but he's on his own, right? He's not in charge of anybody. He previously was at a higher level, whether director, vice president, something like that. He alludes to the fact that he was up the chain a little bit further in his previous work history, but now he's just doing the work on his own, but he aspires to be more. He wants to grow within that company. So it's that. That's, you know, he finds a room that he can go in, relax, do some work on it, and then everything's, you know, and then people tell him that room's not there. That's right in IMDb. So, ultimately, what happened, I don't know. That's it. You know, so that's what goes on. Now, you got the whole, you know, got a little bit of who's everybody in the office. There's people who've been there for a while, what their roles are, who they are. But he's like a new person coming in. Everybody else is there. And so they have their boss, which is like in a cubicle in the center of the room, glass cubicle, stuff like that. So, even the visual part of the movie, Office, very gray, as you know, they really hit it. You know, really gray, desks next to each other, you know what I mean, working like that. And it's like nothing, like they don't tell you the work that they're doing. You know, it's just like menial work or whatever. It's like, it's not like, oh, they do that on purpose, I think, so that, you know, that's part of the, in a sense, like, I guess you know, the vision of corporate life, I guess, or office life, I'll say, not corporate life, but office life, you know. People go in and they just do these things for 8 hours a day, to make people above them happy, so on and so forth, and he, again, wants to do a really good job so he can move up, and then there's the whole office side of things, and again, it's hard, but I think and it seems like a very, I don't know, almost dull, and monotonous, like movie, right? I mean, visually, everything. It's just, but I didn't find myself on my phone as much as I thought I would be in this type of movie. Hour and 41 minutes, not that long, but still, I was intrigued. I was watching it. And there's not a lot of meat to the movie. Everything that I said is, there's a little bit more about what's going on with the room. The room that he goes into is like a corner office, right? Beautiful room. That's all I'll tell you there. But it kept me interested the entire film for some reason. And I picked up on, I think, you know, going into it, I had my thoughts. And so, I don't know. I don't want to even say more about it. It's really hard to talk about this one because I don't want to spoil anything, because I want you to watch the movie on your own and think about it. But I am going to have to say a little bit of that in a little bit. I can't, because I'm just a bumbling idiot without showing. But I think what I'm ultimately sharing with you is I think they do a great job of depicting what office life, what vision of office life is, you know, wearing a suit, going into a gray floor, gray walls, desks like that, just doing work just to get it done, and moving on and going home, right? All the cars in the parking lot at the same time, everybody leaves for lunch at the same time, all that kind of stuff, right? And I think that's done well. I think that's a great job. And his character fits what they were going for. And then they slide in this extra, you know, what the whole movie's about. So, but I think they do a great job of capturing all that, even with the office room that he finds. So, you know, and I don't know. That's it. I can't talk anymore without, you know, getting into it a little bit more openly. So, I don't know. I'm sorry, this is a hard one, but I gotta go. Spoiler alert, spoiler alert, spoiler alert. I have to talk a little bit more openly about this movie because whatever. So he sees this room, and he goes into it. It's a beautiful office room, and decides that, you know, he's gonna do work in there. It's a way for him to get away. He has a very, you know, he has a very certain way of doing things, and when that gets interrupted, he gets, you know, whatever. So he can go in there and he can do that. He also then starts doing other people's work. And it's phenomenal because he has that private time to be able to do it. However, everybody else who's been in this office for a while is telling him it's not there, it doesn't exist, that he's just standing in the hallway, right? And he firmly believes it's there, they firmly don't. And this is what the whole movie is about. And so you can imagine, and the whole office, the whole division is going into the boss, telling him what they think. So he's like, you can't do that anymore, you got to do it here, all that kind of stuff. But he's really excelling at his job. And so that's a little bit better of an explanation. But from the beginning, I thought I knew what was going on. And what I thought was actually what was going on. And I don't know. I think people would maybe, or and in a lot of cases would hope for a different type of ending. You know, like make it something different in a sense. But for me, it all worked for me. You know, it captured everything in the corporate life and what happens to people, the office life, or you know, the thought of that. What happens to people in everything that I described for you. What happens to their mindset, what happens to their daily routines. And I think this is a pretty good depiction of that. There you go. That's what I got. I'm about it. I mean, it's nothing amazing, but I'm about a 6. If you would have described that to me, I would have probably never watched it, and I'm glad I did. Sorry this review went all over the place, but I couldn't. It's hard to talk without giving any type of spoiler. So hopefully, I don't know. Maybe you'll like it, maybe you won't, but now you got a better idea of what I thought. And maybe a better idea what the movie is about. That's it. Thanks for tuning in. Kimmel's Irish Pub.